Century 21 Real Estate. Move fearlessly.
To another market report. My name is Trevon. I work with Century 21, Mike Bowman. We're going to talk about stats and what we might see in the future and a little context in between, just so if you are someone who's interested in moving or you're looking to buy in DFW Metroplex, you're going to have a good idea of what's going on. Let's get into the stats. So average sales price, which we talked about recently in our last report, but I do want to start with it and then I'll tie it in with what we'll talk about as we keep going, because our market most likely will be picking up as time goes on. So average sales price through October, Dallas County in 2021, see this, average sales price was 430K, went up 24% in 2022 to 498. Now we are sitting at 530,000 for an average price. Keep in mind where interest rates were in 2022 and where they're at now, and you're still seeing people buy, right? Yeah, we did have a tick down the last couple months, but it does seem to be leveling out. So now we'll go over Denton. Denton, 2021, the average sales price was about 480K. In October 2022, Denton average sales price was 535,000. Then this year, the average sales price was around 538,000. So a little bit of a dip. We should still see an increase as time goes on. So Collin County, now in Collin County, the average price in 2022 was about 558, and now we are sitting at 563,000. In Tarrant County, the average price in 2022 was about 415,000, and then now it's sitting around 409,000. But just you have to keep in mind where interest rates are. Typically, the last few months, interest rates have been hovering around 8s and high 7s, and now we are seeing a change. If you look at this next report here, this is actually projected by Fannie Mae and the MBA. Give you an idea of where some of the bigger money firms, bigger, larger lenders are expecting interest rates to go. From what it looks like, it does seem like we have peaked as far as interest rates. Once interest rates do drop, that will provide more buying power for buyers out there, which typically correlates to sellers being able to sell for a little more, depending on where and how you market the home. Just keep that in mind if you are buying or selling, what is expected in the future and how that can really dictate what goes on with your transaction. Now I'm going to show you stats on the last 7 days of our market, just so you can get an idea. Now this is covering the whole entire MLS. So our MLS stretches wide range through the DFW Metroplex and beyond, so the outer areas. But this is just going to give you a little bit of context. So last 7 days, we've had 1,579 new listings. Price decreases. This was around 2,900. I kid you not. A couple weeks ago. Now we're at 1,872. So you're seeing less price decreases. Seems like people are starting to get that price point locked in. Active option contract, 900. That's a lot of people going under contract. So that's good to see. And you will want to see that as rates do drop, more people will be able to qualify. And then within the last 7 days, we had 1,203 closed sales. So market is still pretty strong. I know there's a lot of doom and gloom on the mainstream media, but if you look at it overall, it is really a great time, especially if you're someone who is going to stick around. And I want to also illustrate kind of what's going on. Now, this is a specific area. I'm not going to provide the addresses, but I'm just going to show you what kind of can go on. So this house priced very well. It's a very nice home from what it looks like on the pictures, but closed in 5 days. 5 days on the market. Absolutely blistering, and it closed for over what they offered. So this is kind of give you an insight, right? On what's going on, especially for homes that are priced correctly, on how quick they will go and what we may see in the future, as we'll most likely see seller concessions go away and it become more of a, if you don't give us the price we provide, it will be tough. But you know, who knows? We really will see. The next example I'm going to show you is another home in the same area, closed, again listed really well, considering what the comps are in the area. And this home closed in 4 days. That's pretty strong activity. Homes closing within a week. I mean, you really can't ask for more, really, especially if you're someone who's selling and you need to make a move quickly. Now, that doesn't mean every home is going to sell quickly. It really depends on what you price at, where you live, and the specific location and area and activity in your neighborhood. Next, I'm going to show you what today's mortgage rates are. I know I showed you that list of expected, but if you've seen my last videos, you saw where mortgage rates were sitting in the 8s, high 7s. So now your 30-year fixed is sitting at a 7.31. Your 15-year fixed, which not a lot of people are going on except investors, but 6.7. Then your 30-year FHA is 6.64, and your 30-year VA is sitting at 6.65. Man, I have not been saying those numbers in a while, especially for these average broader rates. Now, of course, you can get that down, and you're seeing builders who have 299 rate locks, 4.25 rate locks. Of course, you do have to go through their specific lender, and lower rates would most likely pick up the market. And then lastly, I kind of want to just touch on some future projects. If you are not someone that is really aware of what is going on in the DFW Metroplex, or possibly you're considering moving, or maybe you're considering staying, and this is going to give you an idea of what is planned in the future. So, we have the Fort Worth Convention Center. They're actually going to be doing an expansion on the Fort Worth Convention Center. You have the Collin Creek Mall redevelopment at University Hill. They're actually developing 270 acres in southern Dallas. So lots of growth. If we keep going, you'll kind of have an idea of where on the map these places are at, and where you do see a lot of the buying activity and pricing movement. DFW Airport Terminal improvements, a DART Silver Line Plano to DFW, Dallas International District. 150 acres will be transformed into an international business hub, basically. Pretty cool. They're also going to be having a 20-acre park. Newark, a smart district, and So Good at the Cedars. The $3.5 billion multi-phase project is slated to become a major tech and educational hub. So the Tech's Life Science District, a $3.6 billion, 200-acre life science development. Beautiful. The Woods Capital is planning to break ground in 2023 on the first of 2 towers in a $1 billion 6-acre mixed-use project. That's going to be the Field Street District. Of course, Universal Parks and Resorts are going to be coming. $10 billion field development and proposed 97-acre park will be coming. Texas A&M Fort Worth, they're actually making a Tier 1 research campus in downtown Fort Worth that will anchor a technology and innovation district. So you're really seeing things pick up. Also, we have the De La Vega development, which they've broken ground on the first phase. The Central Urban Mixed Use Development on 27 acres. Hensley Field, a decommissioned Naval Air Station on Mountain Creek Lake in southwest Dallas, received Dallas City Council approval for a $390 million master plan for redevelopment. Major League Cricket is also going to be coming to our city. Maybe a stadium that has a capacity of 7,000 with the ability to expand to 20,000. So that is exciting news. Dallas Convention Center. Plans have been approved for a $3 billion realigned convention center. Then we have located in North Platinum Corridor of Frisco. The Mix is a $3 billion progressive mixed experience community, a 28-acre project. And of course, Panther Island, last but not least, as one of the many proposed builds coming, having about 10,000 housing units, 3 million square feet of commercial and retail and educational spaces. They got approved for federal funding around $400 million on about 440 acres. So lots of growth coming. If you are someone who tried to get approved and you did not make the cut, I would try again while rates are low, and you could have better luck with that. There's also other avenues of getting approval. Maybe let's say you're interested in doing a duplex. Well, it's possible if you have a tenant and the other to have expected income. You can only do 70 to 75%, but that's an extra $600 to $500 to $700 a month. You can work with on your approval. So that could be an avenue. There's so many ways, and ask questions, because that's going to be the best way for you to get the right information. But that way you're not just assuming and hoping, but you have a game plan down. To our area, definitely pretty exciting, especially if you are an investor, if you're a homeowner already, or someone moving to DFW Metroplex. There's a lot going on. I hope that filled you in kind of what to expect in the future, especially with quick stats and what the rates are doing right now. And then in some of these areas where you're seeing a lot of things pick up, check out where these developments are happening. It could be happening a lot closer to you than you think, and that could also be a pro and con for you. Now, just keep in mind, a lot of people are probably thinking the same. So like if you're a buyer waiting to buy, it's still the same means. Yes, you may have the ability to purchase more with lower rates, but there most likely will be more competition out there, and sellers will possibly have the idea that they may be able to make more, and vice versa. If you're selling now rather than later, either or is probably going to do you good. Looks like we are headed back in an upward trajectory. Do you want to sell when there's less competition, or do you want to sell when there's more competition? It's just going to depend on what your game plan is and what you want to accomplish through your real estate journey. I hope this filled you in with little details. Once again, my name's Trevon. I work with Century 21, Mike Bowman. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions at all. And I'll catch you guys next week.
Century 21 Real Estate. Move fearlessly.